Hi again, Charlene. The next couple videos, we'll look at scar wax, so you can do some quick buildups of dimensional injuries. I think this part is really fun. Let's go on to scar wax. So we have Cinewax, which is what I'm going to use for this. You're going to use Cinewax. You can also make your own scar wax, which there's a great video to use and make your own. Match it to your skin with your foundation color. So scar wax, the Cinewax. You have the palette sticks or the back of your brush, so you can scoop a little bit out. You can take this and work with it. Your warm hands are going to warm up the scar wax. It's also going to make it stickier. You can make it into a shape and apply makeup over it, or you can mix some of your own foundation or color into it. I'm going to work with it this way. Scar wax is really good for quick, easy applications. If you want something to stick on longer, you might want to go to latex, or once you get ready to use some of the other ones, go a little further and use foam latex or silicone or a Bondo prosthetic. But for now, we're going to stick with latex and scar wax. Scar wax is really cheap, really easy. It goes on. It doesn't really set or get hard, so if you put it somewhere that's going to smash into something, or even you're like, oh, it's on my nose, and you forget, it's going to fall off. You can make it stay on a little longer by using spirit gum. If you look at the THEA, Laura Thadium's PDF I included, she does scar wax for the broken nose. You don't really need it. Scar wax is kind of heavy, so you don't want to build up something with scar wax that's too big or it's just going to fall off your face. But I think I'm going to do something a little bigger than this. Whoa, my scar wax is nice and cold. So I'm going to make a shape. I'm rolling around on my hands, keeping the warmth while I want it. And I'm going to add a bump for my nose. It's getting a little too sticky. I'm going to take my baby ointment stuff. Vaseline is really good for this. And I'm going to coat my hands, because what that's going to do is make my hands have a little coating. I can manipulate my scar wax instead of my scar wax manipulating me. I'm forming the bump. I actually have a natural bump in my nose, right at the top of that nasal bone. So I'm going right there. I feel like I have a little contusion in there, and my skin swelled up. I'm smoothing out these edges really nicely. Because see, I have this bump, but then I smooth out all those edges, so it transitions nice. If you want to do a little mole, this is great for like a little mole. You can do a little teeny thing at the end of your nose, but again, you have gravity holding it on. So think about something that I'm not going to move a lot, right? Like I have movement here, but not a heck of a lot here. Your forehead. So maybe if you wanted something up here, like a big bump, you can work into it, but that's it. It stays on pretty good. The Cinewax is pretty great. I want to cover it up a little bit so it looks more like my actual skin tone. Charging up my sponge, covering it with my foundation color. If I want to do a busted nose with my black eye, I would have put my busted nose on first, right? But I wanted to teach you bruises first. We can always continue our bruise again. I'm going to go back and fix my bruising around it so my bruise feels like it continues. Give me a moment. My red got hot, traveling over. The edges of this guy, pretty red. Again, not even. It was even. It looks realistic. Where that bump, swelling up from my face is angry. It got hit, it's reacting. Reactions on your face, red. Just like that bruise we did on her arm, where it was a slightly different color where it raises. So I use my brush so I can go in and get it. The other thing it helps do, if you get these outside edges, slightly different color like that red, it's gonna help with the dimensions. So just highlight and shadow. Everything we do in makeup is about highlight and shadow. Where it comes forward, it's gonna be lighter in color, right? Because that plane is closer to the surface. Where it recesses, where it's further back, it's gonna be there. So bright red. I'm gonna find a couple key spots, put this darker red in. Maybe there, maybe there. This is the corner of my eye, so maybe there. So it feels a little more dimensional. Maybe when I got popped in the nose right here, I might want to go back and darken that up in a second. But I'm going to find something sharp, like a paperclip or a toothpick. I bent a paperclip, so I have that. And what you can do is go ahead and like a cut and your scar wax, and you're gonna cut it. And I'm gonna wiggle it around. I don't want it to be so even. So I just, if you've cut yourself, it is pretty fresh. Charge up your brush, make it nice and flat. You're gonna get right in there. And in the very, very bottom, you might want to make it a little of the dried blood red or that purple further in, so it's going to be darker. I'm also doing it off to the side. I'm going to stipple. I'm going to actually mix my red with my foundation on my stipple, so it's less hot. And I'm going to test what that looks like on my lid. Pinch my edges back and stipple a couple key areas. I add a little yellow in there because, you know, I like yellow. Now that I have this black eye, I'm pretty sure my impact was here, which means my black eye pool of stuff probably was closer to in here. So I can go back. I'm smiling, right, to see where it wanted to fall, because it has to follow the ridge. My eye looks pretty good. So I have some of this nice yellow out here. I have some going on here. You can see where the blood pooled and dried here, but that impact is pretty great. So guess what the final touch would be? Powder now. After we powder this guy, we can add all that awesome blood we made. If you haven't made your blood yet, use the blood for your kit. Give it a good shake. Grab a toothpick. Grab a Q-tip, grab the back of your brush a little bit, and you're gonna drop it right into where that cut was. Ooh, mine's real runny. I had a bad night. When I make mine, I make it a little gooier. You can also make it stay a little bit. You can add a starch, like a cornstarch to it, or a tapioca starch or rice starch. It's gonna gel it up a little faster. It's going to keep it where it wants to go. I'm going to add some to my scratches. How's this doing? See, it's getting real dark. I think if I were to use some of my own blood, if I'm going out with it on, I don't know. So I wiped a little mine away because it's still going to drip a little bit, but it's going to really help freshen that up. So it looks like I had a really rough time of it, both getting my nose cut, the black eye that came from it, the cat fight I got in, it's been a rough day. So go ahead and try a couple of these out. I gave you a good one for a bullet wound, so you can use scar wax and you can kind of dig into it. Next week, we're gonna look at latex. We can build up latex both on your face or on your body or off. Can't wait.